Friday night, we'll see two of the most electrifying teams in the competition go at it in a do-or-die showdown as the first place number 1 seeded Adelaide Crows take on number 8 Hawthorn in the first of 2 semi-finals on the weekend. And overall, I'm going over the matchup. You have to start with the midfield, and both teams have a pretty loaded midfield led by an absolute ball in the middle. Jordan Dawson patrolling things for the Adelaide Crows and Jai Newcomb patrolling things for Hawthorn. And Jai Newcomb's overall form over the last few weeks has been so interesting as well. He is rated number 1 in all 3 finals games he has played. The only other player to do that over the last few years, the legendary Dustin Martin. Jordan Dawson will look to rebound after a pretty meek and low-rated performance against Collingwood, being outgunned in the middle there, especially compared to compatriot Nick Dacos, even though he kicked that incredible goal during the first quarter. Other players in the middle include Carl Amon and Josh Ward. Carl Amon played a very strong game, this is the Hawthorn in the middle, played a very strong game against the Giants, kicking some crucial goals, whilst Josh Weddle proved to be a very strong in for Hawthorn. In Adelaide's midfield brigade, Rory Laird, James Peatley and Jack Soligo, who combined to strike very strong out the middle. But one matchup I really want to talk about that I think will be super interesting in this game is the forward defence combinations, and rather Adelaide's forward line against Hawthorn's defence. Hawthorn paid a hefty sum for multiple defenders over the summer, with Josh Battle and Tom Barras coming in, and they were exceptional in the first final against GIS. And Adelaide, as we've known throughout the season, has grown a 3-headed dragon up forward with Riley Philthorpe, Taylor Walker and Darcy Fogarty. A big part of this matchup may end up coming down to whoever stops which side of the ball wins. Can Hawthorn's tall defensive stops shut down the 3-headed dragon of the Crows, or can the Crows forwards get off the leash and kick a big enough winning score for their team? And another thing that will be exciting to see is the battle of the small forwards. And speaking of small forwards, Josh Rochelle is an expected in for the Adelaide Crows, and I think he'll add a lot of small forward high scoring power that the Crows very much need at the moment. Also Ben Keys, who is normally a very strong big game player but didn't score a goal against Collingwood, will be hoping to bounce back as well. Hawthorn, their smalls are well known and very formidable. The Wizard Nick Watson and Jack Irvin, who is having an incredible patch of form throughout the last few weeks. If you look at the previous matchups for what has happened in this overall matchup previously, in the showdown a few weeks ago at Adelaide Oval, it was just momentum shift after momentum shift. But eventually, the Crows were able to get home thanks to some crucial goals from Riley Philthorpe and yes, Isaac Rankin, who is suspended for the next 3 games after home focus slur. And I think the Crows definitely were relying on him to have a lot of their scoring power throughout the finals and did miss him last week. When Hawthorn won in Tasmania, however, it was a slow, dour and dry affair, Eventually, Connor McDonald, who played a massive role against the Giants, kicked a crucial goal, and then Jai Newcombe put the icing on the cake. For the Crows to win on Friday night, their tall forwards need to dominate the air. Riley Philthorpe needs to have a much better game than he did against Collingwood, and they just need to just use their forward pressure perfectly, and their tall forwards need to just get on board. And Jordan Dawson needs to put on the hero's cape and outdo this Hawks midfield. For Hawthorn to win, their biggest success over all these finals has been built on their small forwards and Jai Newcombe. The Hawks win, expect a massive Jai Newcombe performance. As he just gets off the leash, and expect their smalls to just be able to control the middle and score at will. In particular, Jack Ginnivan, who's been playing amazing over the last few weeks, and Nick Watson. The Wizard was quiet against the Giants, and Hawks fans don't wear those Wizard hats for no reason. He will want a big game on Friday night. Now, who I think is going to take this showdown. Overall, even though no #1 seed has gone out in straight sets in my lifetime, I'm just looking at the current form line, I'm looking at how both teams are being played. I'm a little bit worried about what the Adelaide Crows are going to do without Isaac Rankin. I just think Isaac Rankin was the dominant small forward game breaker you need in big finals, and they were going to rely on him a lot to get wins. And I think all the process behind what happened to him has kind of rattled the Crows. Whereas Hawthorn are going in chock full of confidence, having survived a giant comeback, and they just have a formula they know can win finals. They'll look at their ball from the middle, Jai Newcombe, and they'll get their smalls to work, and also their tall forward line with Dylan Moore. What a season he's having at only 36, 35 years old. Overall for my tip, I think this is going to be a bit of a surprising pick because it would mean the #1 seed goes out in straight sets, but I'm tipping Hawthorn. I think Hawthorn will get it done. I just think they're in more confidence at the moment, and I think they'll know how to get it done at a packed out and oval environment. That being said, I tipped Hawthorn last year against the Power. Look how that turned out for them. So, who knows? Final unpredictable game. I feel like both teams know what they have to do to win. Just a matter of who executes and gets to the MCG into Friday night's time to play Geelong. Should be a very fun game.